Hello. Welcome, everyone. I'm coming to you from my sunroom and my kitties. I wanted to be in here because I want to keep an eye on them because is it my imagination or we pass, what was it, the summer solstice? Did we just pass that June 21st or 22nd? And it seems like the days are getting shorter already. It's 5:59 and the light is dropping. And I get very nervous because they just posted on Nextdoor today about coyotes, not on this in this area, but hey, if they're in neighborhoods, they're probably here too, you know. Although maybe coyotes know that they can get more cats and pets in neighborhoods. I don't know. We had coyotes in Pacific Palisades every night. I just want to welcome everyone. We have 50 people already. Thank you so much for tuning in. I've had an interesting couple of days. Let me just check on the kitties. They were just there a minute ago. Maybe they're eating. Okay, so you probably had a look at this dress. This is the first time I've had a dress on in years. I can't remember an occasion since maybe an audition or something where I had on a dress. Certainly I haven't had on this dress in a long time. The reason I'm wearing this dress is because this burn, which you probably heard about, it hit the very top of my thigh right here. So to wear pants, it just pulls against that. And I was trying for 2 days, I tried to keep like nothing but air on it, just have loose. But I needed to go see my mother because I missed her last week. And so I thought, what can I wear? And I pulled out this dress. Denise is here. Yay. Denise is standing in for Daryl. And oh man, I'm just looking at that. It's all bandaged now. You can't see it. But it did look horrible. It looks horrible. I believe that this may be, other than, the small little, second-degree burn on your hand from cooking or something, I believe that this might be my first second-degree burn in my whole life. So I guess I'm lucky that that's the case. At any rate, about the dress, this is a Perry Ellis. I don't know if anybody remembers the designer, the clothing designer Perry Ellis. But he was really big in the early 80s. And of course, when I first went to New York, I didn't have any money for designer clothes. And I said, if I'm going to wear designer clothes, and of course I wanted to, who wouldn't? Because you dress in New York, you don't just run around in, what are the spandex gym shorts? You dress. And so I went and I bought this one pattern. And this pattern had the dress version, which the big boxy loose style had just really hit in New York. And Isai Misaki, I think is the name. That designer was very, very boxy style. That was just it in the early 80s. And so this is very loose and flowing, and it just fastens at the top. And then it just has a big sash that wraps around. You wear it above the hips. So there, you can do it shorter and make a blouse out of it, which is what I did 2 more times. I made a white one out of white linen blouse, and I made a purple linen. It wasn't linen. It was almost like a silk organdy or something. Not real silk, but it was like that. And then I made a beautiful flowing skirt to go with that. I haven't seen those in a very long time. So hopefully they're still somewhere. But I grabbed this and I went today. So I just want to say hello to everyone. Betty is here from Ottawa, Canada. Thank you so much. I had a Canadian working here for a couple of weeks, and he was so polite and so eager and so nice to have around. Very, very nice person. And Rose is here. Ooh, I bet. I actually, at the moment, I'm not feeling better because I finally decided, first of all, what happened, in case you didn't see in case you didn't see the post on my community page, is Friday morning, because this was Justin's his friend's last day, at least for a while. I thought, well, let me do something special. And I had made them fried onions and potatoes, regular potatoes the day before. And then I thought, well, let's do sweet potatoes. It's so much less work to cook them and to clean up. And so I had that all ready by 6 a.m. That was just in the oven, ready to go. You just slice sweet potatoes, 1/4 inch rounds, a little salt and pepper. Well, you brush it with olive oil, both sides if you wish. You don't have to. You can just do one side. A little salt and pepper. And I went out and I have a new rosemary plant. I don't think I've pointed that out to you yet. I had a huge, huge rosemary plant in California, and it was blooming like 2/3 of the year. It was blooming. The bees loved it. I don't know what it's going to do here. At any rate, I had just made them some potatoes. They were having it on my cozy corner metal chairs and table out in the porch. And I came back in and I was putting the olive oil away up in the cabinet. And I had just, before I served them, I had just made myself a big thermos of hot tea. This is painful now to think about, but it was that full. And I just had because believe it or not, a tea drinker like me, and I have no teapot. If anyone has a great teapot you would like me to use and feature on my channel, you're welcome to send it to me. I have no teapot, so I'm steeping my tea in my skinny little thermos, which is very easy to knock over. Crazy. It was sitting right there, and I went up, reached up to put the olive oil on the turn thing in the cabinet, came down, the elbow hit the edge of it, came straight down, and it dumped right down on the top of my leg. And it had just been boiling, 2 minutes, 3 minutes before. So it was scalding. I knew it was bad, but I thought, okay, well, I don't know if this has been your experience, but I remembered this experience in 2017 when I was canning tomatoes. And I had the big pot of boiling water to put the jars in, and one of the jars slipped out of the tongs that you use to put them in and out of the water, splashed in the water, and it came up. I had my glasses on, not these, but the other ones. And luckily it didn't go in my eye because I had the glasses on. So like one of the few advantages to having to wear glasses, believe me. and it burned like around here and on my nose and my cheek and stuff. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is going to be terrible. I don't know if I ran and searched it or if someone's told me. I can't remember now how I found out about this. But you put salt, well, the skin is wet, and you put salt on it, and then I would just pick up this pureed, well, I had peeled the tomatoes for canning. So they and the pulp were sort of just sitting in this bowl, and I was just like packing them on my face. And because I'm vertical and not horizontal, it would fall off, and I would do it over and over and over. And I did that until all the heat came out and I had no scarring. It wasn't as bad as this though. But I remembered those tomatoes, and I had a jar from that same canning session in 2017 on my shelf. I opened it up, and it was really juicy, but I tried to just kind of scoop out the tomato part, and I just packed it. I put a towel underneath. It was so messy. I had such a mess everywhere. I kept packing this tomato with salt. I think salt first and then tomato. If anybody has ever heard of this, please let me know. Anyway, I took all the heat out of it with that. The initial bad heat, which usually lasts for like an hour. And then I started with the aloe. Fortunately, let's see if I can lift this. Oh. This is my aloe plant that I got. If you remember, I got this on my cross-country trip here in Lubbock. My friend Linda gave me this. And you see I've been cutting on it. So I don't know how long it's going to last. But I was just slicing it open, trimming off the edges, and literally just using the two halves and just smearing it. And it's so juicy and everything. It was just great on the part. But then I developed a blister at the worst part at the top. There was a blister. It was about that big. And it started out with not a lot of liquid in it, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger and spreading and bigger. And I thought, oh man, it's so heavy now. It's like a balloon. It was like a balloon with water in it. And I thought, this thing's going to pop. I don't want to pop this. I want to leave the skin on there, And I had to go out and water. And when I was bending over, it popped. And so I asked her today about that, because some people have had different thoughts about that. And I said, you're supposed to leave the skin on, right? And she said, the skin is dead. Once it's been burned like that, the skin is no longer useful. It is dead. But it protects the, I guess it's the white skin cells or whatever it is that makes the juicy part of a blister. It holds that in and keeps it moist. And so none of the other area, this whole thing is about this long. And it was about, let's see, when I first did it, it was about 4 inches wide and a foot long. And after I did all of that work, like the first 2 hours, it had reduced down to the really bad part, which is about, I would say it's about 6, 7, 8 inches long and about 2 inches wide, with the top being completely looks like a piece of steak, red raw steak. So I was just thinking, because I went to see my mother today, and Denise is watching, and I sent her a picture of it, and she goes, go to urgent care just to be safe. And so I stopped at urgent care on the way home. Somebody else had recommended Silvadene cream, that you should always have that in your medicine cabinet. Well, that's fine. It's easy to say, but it's a prescription cream. So you got to go to a doctor to get it. But I have that now. So anyway, she said it's a 2nd-degree burn, and she cleaned it and then put medicine on it, and then they wrapped it for tonight. And then starting tomorrow, I've got to change the dressing 3 times a day. So it's going to really, cramp my style once again. Let me turn the fan on. It's kind of hot. Wait, that's too. Okay, I see 3, 4. Hi. You know who surprisingly has turned out to be the absolute sweetest? She's such an angel. Is Patch. Patch literally, I had to get them together to go to the vet, and she didn't want to go, or she got scared. And I grabbed her. She was underneath. I grabbed her, and she clawed me and bit me. And I thought, we're not off to a good start. And now she absolutely loves me. When I go out for food, they all just like, meow, 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 crawling all, just going crazy. And they just like start wolfing. And she walks over to me and greets me, and she wants to get petted. And then she goes back and eats. So she's just a sweetheart. So I'm still open to possibly gifting a couple of them to someone local, probably would have to be, because 4 is a lot to take care of and worry about. So, and the frog is back in the garage. I don't know if you heard about the frog that lives in my garage. Once the kitties came, I kept them out of the garage for like the first 2 or 3 days, maybe a week. And then the garage door was open because we go in and out all the time with gardening, and they went in there, and I thought, oh boy. So that's the day that Tiger caught the lizard that lived, I should say, underneath the wood pile on the driveway. There's now another lizard about the same size, and I told him, I said, listen, there's cats over there. You better be careful. So we'll see how that goes. Oh man, we have had a lot going on here. We had, you'll see it in an upcoming video, but Justin was behind the shop and a snake went right by his foot. And he hollered to his friend to grab his pistol. And you probably don't want to know what happened, but anyway, we're still not sure exactly what kind of snake it was, because it kind of had the markings of a timber rattler, but there was no rattle. It was like a little bloody spot on the end of the tail, and it was like there was no rattle. And I don't know if it just, when it got shot, it just ejected it, or if it blew off, or I don't know what happened. But anyway, lots been going on. All right, let me see if anybody's had any questions for me or anything. Thank you, Dee. Let's see. Dee Denton is here from Northern Alabama. My mother's from Northern Alabama. She's from a place called Grassy. Can you imagine? Little, just crossway in the road. I don't remember the roads. Two country roads. One was kind of a highway, 2-lane highway, and one was just a little country road. And right there was a church, a cemetery, and a little, very small little market. You know, you could get things for farming and, I guess, seed and flour and salt and all the basics there. D Denton. D, what does D stand for? Martin from San Antonio is in the house, and he sent me the absolute best comment. You're so thoughtful. Is it Martin or Martine? I know I asked you that before, but don't expect me to remember everything, please. It's a lot of people to remember and where they are. But you sent me this wonderful comment. Thank you so much. And I am going to try to slow down, honestly. I am, not only because things keep happening like this, but I can't keep spending money the way I have. Mr. Tom pointed that out on my last live stream, and he's perfectly right. Country Homestead Preacher is here. Victoria, Marianne. Marianne, it started late today. I posted on my community page that I would be an hour late because when I was in seeing my mother, it was really hurting, and I thought it was completely raw like steak, where the blister had popped and the skin had rolled back. So I thought, well, I should probably go just have it looked at and make sure, because I'd never had a burn that bad. So usually the urgent care is very quick, but I was there for an hour. And then I had to go get medicine. I didn't even get home until 5:05. So when I was at the urgent care, I just said, I'm pushing it back to 6 o'clock. So it started at 6 o'clock. Oh, thank you. The color of this. Yes, it's linen. You know, you can see it's pretty sheer. And it's this interesting weave. I love linen. Linen is like the best fabric to wear. The best fabric to sew on is gabardine. A really high quality, 100% wool gabardine is the best. It steams. You make beautiful creases, and it's the best. Claudia is here from Indiana. OAG is the best. The thing about OAG is he knows so much. We're talking about Old Alabama Gardener, in case you haven't checked out his channel. We have 167 people. I think we've had 200 before. Thank you so much, everyone. 169. Thank you so much for joining, but we only have 46 of these. If you could just take a moment, click off the live chat if you're on mobile and hit that thumbs up button, and then go right back to the live chat and you won't miss a thing. That would be awesome. Okay, yes, it's hopping up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep it going. 171 of you. That's fantastic. We just need about 100 more of these. So if you haven't hit that like button, please do. Okay, so let's see. Okay, D. Denton is saying, how did I get burned? Maybe I'm so behind. Maybe you already heard me say it, but I knocked a whole thermos of tea down. And if I'd had a teapot, I left my teapot in California. I had actually Gabrielle, who makes the late bloomer gardener and homestead mugs. I had bought one of her teapots. It wasn't a custom one or anything. It's just one that she had made, and she's a potter. She's got things that she's got sitting there. And so I had bought it, but the tip of it had gotten broken. I said, I'm not taking that. It's really heavy. I'm not taking that to California. So I gave it away. and for a tea drinker not to have a teapot to steep the tea in, there's something just not right about that. So I've been using this thermos, which is really tippy, and I learned my lesson in it. It was just scalding. And I could have screwed the lid cap on a little bit, but I just had it sitting on top. And the whole thing hit my leg. Okay. Thank you, Connie. Shell Bells, I hope you've gotten the explanation by now. I'm gardening from scratch. You've probably just heard also. Thank you so much, my friend Gail. Sharon Kaye is here from, remind us. Let's see. Wow, 100 degrees on San Juan Island. That's hot. Kristen Mahoney from Pittsburgh. Oh, I want to, Kristen. I hope he contacts me, or do I need to contact him? Kristen is talking about 178 of you, 173. Wow, what happened? My eyes. Okay. I just want to welcome everybody. If this is the first time you're coming to my channel, I have long hair. I just have it pulled back because it's so hot. I've been here now for over 6 months. I started my channel and my garden in California. I had year-round gardening in a tiny little micro farm. But I should actually know this off the top of my head. I had at least a dozen fruit trees in the front yard, which was tiny, plus another 100 or so plants. I just crammed it in wherever I could get a little sunlight. And I did rain capture. I interviewed a lot of other gardeners in California, and I've done trips around the country to visit other gardeners. So there's a lot on my channel, hundreds of videos on my channel about that. And then also I've been here since December the 1st. I bought this place. We closed on the 1st. I slept in a sleeping bag on the living room floor for the first, let's see, 3 weeks until my furniture came. Me and my cat drove across the country. It took a month, and on purpose. I wanted to spend time with friends, and that was awesome. So one of the friends gave me this aloe vera plant, which I've been clipping on since this burn happened. Anyway, awesome stuff. So Kristen is talking about Justin Rhodes is starting a channel, a TV show channel, like Netflix for farmers. And I want to be part of that. Would you guys be interested in watching? I'm sure the way it works is just like Netflix is you pay $15, $20 a month, whatever Netflix is now. I don't even know. You pay that per month, and then you get to watch all of the channels on that platform. You get to watch for free with no ads, I'm assuming. I don't know that, but I am assuming that's the way it is, because that's the way it is on Netflix. Yes, I would love to do that. And I would love to do that. So I hope he contacts me. Patricia is here from Kentucky, on time. I'm late. You're on time. Gracie Golden is here. Perry, yes. Oh, I know. I'm trying to think if I did an Oscar de la Renta pattern. I know I had them. Oh, yeah. Wait. Yes. Yes. I think I did make a suit. If I remember correctly, that was an Oscar de la Renta suit. You know, pencil skirt and really fitted jacket with, yeah. Yeah, I made a lot of stuff. I was sewing every single night. Loved it. Ecocentric is here. Jothan. Well, Denise, it's funny. Denise said today, you're going to have to start drinking iced tea. And I said, Denise, you got to make it hot before you can make it cold. But then another friend pointed out, I can start making sun tea again. I made sun tea in California. I can make sun tea here. Sun's not always out, but when it is, I can make what I need is a couple of big gallon glass jugs. And I don't have any of those. I need to figure out where to get those. I used to buy raw milk in these gallon jugs with the big mouth. And that was back in the day when I, had boys at home. We were all drinking milk. But I don't know what happened to those, and I don't have any. I need to get those. Let's see, Gracie. Let's see, Cherie. Oh, I am really behind. Ooh, Marianne. Yes, I may or may not have seen that. I did get a bunch of messages, and I'll be sure and look at messages later. Jamila is here. Yeah, Jamila, I'm starting to wonder. I mean, do you guys think that Tennessee does not agree with me? I mean, or what I'm trying to do here doesn't agree or something? I mean, a lot of things have gone wrong, but a lot of things have gone right too. So like Justin, duh, what's the chance? I mean, what is the chance you find somebody that's absolutely perfect to work in a certain kind of situation? What's the chance of that? Gracie, if you're not aware, I've had sort of a string of things. I had 3 solid weeks of really bad poison ivy, and I had 2 tick bites, one of which I got a bullseye. So this is my 6th trip to this urgent care. Last time they said, you really need to get your own primary care physician. I said, yeah, I know. It's on the list. And then here I am again. But on a Sunday, you're not going to see a doctor, your doctor on a Sunday. You're going to have to go to urgent care. So anyway, so a bunch of things have happened, and that's what she's referring to. But this could happen anywhere. I spilled tea on my leg. That could have happened in my apartment. I had a very small kitchen briefly in California before I left. Between the time that the house sold and I left, I was in an apartment, very small, very little counter space. And I could have easily done it there, but I did it here. I don't know why. I was rushing. Let's see. Ooh, West Central Georgia. I don't like the term pop-up thunderstorms. Do you? I mean, I just don't like thunderstorms. Okay, Sylvadine. Yeah, well, I have it in there. She treated it today. I mean, she took a long time treating it, and it's still burning from whatever they did. Brittany is here. Yeah, and that's colloidal silver is what I'd been spraying it because I didn't want to touch it. Once the blister went and it was like raw meat, I didn't touch it. I was just spraying it. Before that, I was just using the aloe. Once that was exposed, then I was just spraying it with, I happen to have a bottle of food grade, well, I mentioned this in the post, food grade hydrogen peroxide spray, and then also the colloidal silver spray. So I didn't happen to have any colloidal silver gel though, and I need to get some. Well, don't worry, Marianne. It is right here, right up here. Even if I wore short shorts, you probably wouldn't, it probably wouldn't get, and I won't. I don't even know why I said that. I would never do that. I wouldn't do that. But that's what I hear. Sylvadina is really awesome. Okay, I'm going to try to scroll down through here quickly because I got way behind talking. A snake showed up in your tub, Gracie. That I don't like that idea at all. Let's see. I know, Marianne, once I get off the live stream, I was just a little too tired to stand up for the live stream on my other computer. Thank you, Terry. Tracy is here. West of OAG. So you aren't that far from Lexington, right? D. Denton. Gretchen is here. Gretchen, we didn't start till 6, just so you know, because I was at the urgent care. So you probably already heard the answer to that. Verge is here from Iowa. John Schmaus. Yes, I know, John. I'm well aware of that. That's a second snake, and I wasn't present, and he has hunted rattlesnakes before, and he was also bit by a rattlesnake when he was 12 years old and somehow survived. They were in the middle of nowhere, and it was a miracle. It was an absolute miracle. And so that's his story to tell. But anyway, they both heard the rattle. So, I can't have a rattlesnake that close to the house. So let's see. Watch out with Kiki bites and scratches. Trust me, I know. Kitten bites and scratches? Yeah, I've got a few of those. Oh, that's good, Cindy. I'm glad you don't have scars. Okay, I had the potato ready. Shell Bells is talking about a family old-time remedy, and it's sliced potato in milk. And I wouldn't be surprised at all because Patricia had told me for the to dry out toxin, you scrape potatoes, or I guess you put it on the grater. You grate potatoes and you put that on it. And I was just about to do that when I remembered the tomatoes, and then I remembered that I had aloe. So I think there's a bug in here. Donna B is here from Kansas. Thank you so much. Thank you, Donna. French Quebec, Canada. Julie is here. Thank you so much for being there. And Sharon, you're helping us so much. I am. Thank you so much. I am so happy to know that. It does make this a little bit easier. Morrow outside of Lebanon. I guess every state must have a Lebanon or Lebanon. Yes, sometimes it's easier just to know what the doctor thinks, although Patricia probably wouldn't have gone I tell you, if the blister hadn't burst, I wouldn't have gone, because I would believe, rightly or wrongly, that the aloe because I had already taken the immediate heat out of the burn, and I would believe that the aloe would heal it, but it did. So, oh, thank you, Sharon. Oh, December 1st, I was moving into this house and sleeping on the floor, and you were having your birthday. Well, that's perfect, Tracy. Abundance Plus is $15 a month. Well, does anybody know how I can get on? I mean, I've got somebody else. Let's see, is Teresa on? She was going to be looking into it for me because she called me up and said, you got to do this. I had already seen his little promo thing, and I said, I want to be a part of that, but I just, there's been so much going on. I haven't done it. I don't want to miss out. Good evening from Muggy, Iowa. Jack is here for the first time in a few live streams. Jack and his family are buying a house, and Jack is going to be expanding his garden to, what did you say? It was 25 by 40, I think. Cheryl Chapman is in California, and it's very hot, and I don't suppose it's rained. Well, it's June. It's not going to rain unless you get a miracle. Thank you, NC Coast fan. Very nice, Sharon. They do? Yes, that would work, Jack. Although, let's see. If it's full, that's 8 pounds, right? Because water for tea would weigh 8 pounds, a gallon of it. So lugging 8 pounds in and out, up and down stairs in glass. Maybe I should do half gallons. Ooh, which little black bugs are you talking about here? It would take me 2 years to eat a gallon of dill pickles, Gretchen. I like them, but I just would never think to eat them. Let's see. Oh, I know who he is, Marianne. Rory, yeah, I know who he is. He's got the Down syndrome child, and his wife passed away from cancer. Are we talking about the right person? Yeah, I think making that final show with her where she got to sing and everything, they had their own stage built on their property. And I was following him for a while, but I didn't know that he started a channel. But how does one go about meeting him? I don't want to just show up. Let me know. Leave me a message or something underneath. Comment. I'll leave the comment underneath the video so I'll see it. Candace is here from Ohio also. What black bugs are we talking about? I just don't know. Cheryl says, Kaye, you're doing wonderful. Yeah, I know. I just feel like I can't slow down the pace because we're at the end of June and I haven't even got my stuff planted out. So I feel like this is crunch week, and now we don't have the extra help. So I'm going to try to organize our time such as everything in pots that's supposed to get planted is going to be planted this week, hopefully before July the 4th. And then I think, wait till you see. Okay, now you may have heard this, you may not have, but from June the 10th to June the 17th, the kittens were already here. They came on the 7th. So I don't know what happened. I was rushing, no doubt. And somehow I deleted footage that I had shot on both cards. Or, sometimes I don't shoot that much because sometimes I don't do a whole video in a day. I'll just shoot, I'll follow the progress of a particular project or something. But one of the cards everything got deleted for like 6 days. So I'll just fill you in what happened. So during that time, I had the stump grinder come. He had this little, it looked like he was playing with a video game or something. He had a little controller in his hand like this. You probably know what I'm talking about. And it's just this big machine with a diesel engine, and it just grinds down the stumps. And he just told it where to go. And I had 4 stumps. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 4 stumps ground down. So that got done. And I thought I did a great job filming that. You won't get to see that. And then also, remember the whole controversy about the cedar tree? We have 185 people. Thank you so much for joining this live stream. I'm Kaye. I'm on a new homestead in Tennessee that I'm developing after being an urban gardener in California, year-round gardening for 8 years. That's my short story. I'm an empty nester, and I'm doing this on my own, but I found a great helper who was in the Army, and he just knows how to do everything. He's done a lot of construction, a lot of heavy equipment work, and he likes gardening. So I've just gotten him doing all sorts of things. So the cedar tree. So I was debating back and forth what to do with those cedar trees over there. So one is left standing. I made the decision to take down 2 cedar trees. The wood is going to be used. Justin is going to build something out of the bigger trunk. And of course, the rest of it was cut up into the usable kindling was cut up into small pieces for firewood. But on that space, Justin is building the rock wall. You know, he's going to be building a rock wall terrace in front of the 2 tomato terraces. They're tomatoes now. I don't know what'll be there next time, but right now I have these 2 terraces, and we just put a log there to kind of hold back the majority of the weight, and chalked that in just temporarily until he has time to, when we're not doing all this gardening, when he has time to build the rock walls. But he is giving me a sample of his abilities by building a rock wall around that area. If you remember, that area just had a little curb, it was about that high, and they just had loose rocks just sitting. Same thing out here. I mean, it's so hazardous. I'm going to have all the loose rocks. I mean, you step on a loose rock, you're going to go down and something's going to break. So he took away all the loose rocks, cleared all that, took out there's a rock that he took out that was like that big. They took out. And now he's building a rock wall that goes around by the shop. It's going to look fabulous. I can already tell. He's actually reusing my own rocks from my property rock wall and cutting them. I didn't even know you could cut them, but he's cutting them. So so that it still looks natural and rough, but you'll get to see it. Okay, let me move on. Debbie's here from Iowa. Oh, it jumped. Let's see. I know this is my concern, Dee Denton, because if I don't get it planted right now, it's just going to be brutally hot. My goodness. Jack has the most productive garden. And he's only like 19. It's incredible. Haffy is here. JC is here. Great to see you too, JC. Cindy, do you care to elaborate on that comment? Farmers hate cedar trees. Why is that? I'm hearing a certain thing here, and I'd like to know what you say. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Let's see. Where did you message me? And did I respond? Spiritual Battle, did I respond to your message? I hope I did. But remind me where it is, or send me another one, okay? Oh, wow. I'm jealous, Claudia. Of course, it gets hot in Colorado too, but Breckenridge, you should have a great time there. Rebecca is here from Food Forest next door in Louisville. You're already canning green beans in Alabama? That's amazing. Wow. Oh my gosh. Did you break anything, Jamela? She fell and was unable to go downstairs for 1 month. My goodness. I'm sorry to hear that. Vaughn is here from East Tennessee. Tess is here. JC, let's see. Teresa Patrick is Kingsport. I know somebody else in Kingsport. Remember I did a video there. Did you see that, Teresa? Yeah, that was a mom volunteer at a preschool. I think it was a Catholic church preschool, had been inspired by my channel and had started a garden for the children, literally on the asphalt parking lot in the back. She turned it into a garden. And I said, look, if I inspired you to do all that, I'm going to come there. And I did a video. So I hope you'll check that out. That was on my I think that was on my Northeast Gardens trip. It's not really the north, but as far north as I got was Pittsburgh. Yeah. Dragon tongue beans. I've heard of those. Wow. Jess is here from Michigan. No, I don't think so. Let's see, Cheryl, because they're not flat. They're the kind of thing you would turn your ankle on, and he's able to like slice off a piece of the side just to kind of make it not as rough. But no, I would probably get pavers or something. But if the money holds out, I'm going to have him excavate, take out this wooden deck and excavate back there and make a I guess you call it a patio. Yeah. I wonder why though, Cindy. Pines and cedars are not tolerated. A Bama Gardner is here from Mobile. Wow. Who is A Bama Gardner? What's your name? Because, I was in Mobile. That was one of the hottest days of my life. It's July the 4th. It was 95% humidity. It was sunny. And it was 95 degrees. And it was, well, no, I take that back. When I interviewed Jake, what's his name? Jake Mace in Phoenix, Tempe, Arizona. That was the hottest shoot I've ever tried to do. It was 115, and my camera overheated, brand new camera. It kept overheating, and it would when a camera overheats, it stops. And I had to get this thing shot because it was 9 a.m. It was already 115. And I didn't even know if I've never even been that hot. I don't even know if I'll pass out, so I knew I had to get this thing shot. And so I started using my cell phone, and then that overheated. And then I went back to the camera, and then that overheated. I went back to that's how I got that. If you ever saw that video that I did with him, that's how that happened. And at one point I just said, I'm overheating and I'm going to have to stop. Nancy, absolutely not. Are you on your own though? You do need help. You absolutely do need help. And I would not suggest doing this much on your own. I would not suggest that. I would suggest between 1/2 and 2 acres. That is manageable, especially if you get some help. You will need help, especially if you've got a lot, if you've got a big yard to mow and all that kind of thing. and if you want chickens and, do all that, but it's not too late. As long as you're healthy, it's not too late. It's never too late. You can be late, but not too late. You know what I mean? 188 people. Thank you so much for joining this channel and joining this live stream. And I hope you join the channel. Please subscribe, hit that bell for notifications, scroll down and click all. And you're going to see, hopefully you're going to see how I am able to develop this property. This property was, it seems, just, the yard was mowed, a certain amount was mowed around the house. And I think the last people, I don't know, the thing is, the people that originally owned it sold it to someone else, and then they lived here until they passed away, I think, and then the son took the house over, and so that family was not actually living here. He was either just keeping the house, and then he decided he just couldn't keep it anymore, and so I think he sold it to the people who wound up flipping the house and, making some improvements, new windows, cabinets in the bathrooms and things, and putting it on the market. So I think they put some flowers around. I don't know who actually initiated those sloping raised beds that we got the idea to make a terrace garden from. We completely rebuilt all that. But anyway, thank you so much for joining, and I hope you'll find lots of great content here to keep you entertained and educated. Nancy, go for it. Move around here. Yeah, that's just it. The I am of me. I'm pretty much done by 11. So, that's why we just absolutely have to get everything planted. Wonderful. I'm glad I responded. Oh, I'm so glad you think so, Bama. What's your actual name? Shampoo 7. Let's see. I don't know where gray is. That's fantastic, Jack. You're going to be perfect with that. Very, very good advice, Spiritual Battle. Okay, so I have 2 apple trees that are covered in rust of some kind, and I'm wondering if it's the cedar trees. I had Justin spray them with horticultural oil, but I think it's probably too late. They are orange with this stuff. Well, I tell you, Shampoo 7, gardening is a great way to battle your anxiety. I mean, I'm anxious about getting it all done, but in time, but not so much so that I'm going to go crazy over it. I planted, I had the most beautiful watercress growing out there, and I haven't had a chance to find a permanent home for it. And I'm not going to worry about it. I've got more seeds. I'll just start over. I'm just not going to worry about stuff like that. I'm going to try and do the best I can. And then I'm going to say, I've done the best I can. And that's all that that's asked of me. 193 of you, 128 of these. If you are just joining, I'd love for you just to click off the live chat, hit that like button, and come right back to us. I've got about 8 more minutes. I think I can sit here for 8 more minutes in this pain. If you're just joining, 201 of you, thank you so much for joining. Please subscribe. I'm dealing with a 2nd-degree burn on my leg, and sitting down is not comfortable. Standing up is not comfortable. So it goes kind of up to the bend of where your leg bends into your hip when you sit. So it's not comfortable. What am I drinking to hydrate? That's a good question. And I haven't settled into a one single thing. But I stopped just at Dollar General and I picked up a lot of bottled water with electrolytes, and I just gave it to Justin because there was a refrigerator left out in the shop and it works surprisingly. So he's keeping that stocked with electrolyte water out there. And of course, I drink regular water. I drink iced tea. I drink chaga tea. Different, I drink kombucha. This is actually mostly water now because I pretty much finished the kombucha. But I mean, I don't get anything for saying this, but I love this stuff. This is really, really great kombucha. It's called Wild Tonic Organic, made with honey, June kombucha. Delicious. Let's see. JC is gone. Okay. Oh, Patricia, thank you so much. Well, I have a 2nd degree burn that's like about that. Well, it's about like that. About 6 inches long, 2 inches, 1 to 2 inches wide in places. And I went to urgent care and got it treated today. So, I think in a few days it's going to be okay. And hopefully, the only thing to worry about is infection. And so now I went over there and she's dressed it. I don't have to touch this till tomorrow. And then I have the sterile gauze and the tape and everything. I don't know if you guys have this problem, but the tape on Band-Aids, I don't know if I'm allergic or if it just, my skin is so sensitive, but if I put a Band-Aid and I like rip it off without using lemon essential oil or warm water to loosen it, it will leave a mark longer than the bug bite or whatever else I'm covering up with the Band-Aid. So I said to her today, there's no adhesive in that. And she said, no, this is like your skin. And I'm going, really? Okay. It's almost like saran wrap or something. Clear. Never had that before. Thank you, JC. R. McGrath. Well, now I was just hearing today that you should stay away from essential oils. Essential oils are fantastic, but you should stay away from them when you have an open wound. So just look into that. 2 years ago. Okay. I'm going to screenshot your Alabama gardener. 2 years ago, he explained the relationship between cedar trees and cedar and apple trees. Goes back and forth every other year. Oh. Oh, Gretchen, thank you so much. I try. I know I'm not. I'm laughing at your comment, R. McGrath. So true. You should say, what's my store? Oh gosh. Erewhon to Dollar General. I know there are like no good stores around here. So when I go see my mother, I do my shopping. There's a Sprouts not too far from where she resides in a assisted living. It's not a great situation, but I don't know what to do about it. It's everybody's probably been through this where you have a loved one who's a senior who has either dementia or Alzheimer's or something, and it's just hard. It's just every time I go, she doesn't remember that I go. When I'm there, she doesn't want me to leave. But there's nothing, like, she's not sick. It's nothing physically wrong with her. So it's so funny. When I was leaving, I said, I'm gonna have to go to the urgent care. In case you just joined, I'm talking about my mother, who's in assisted living. She's in a memory care unit in Nashville. And so when I started to leave, I said, I'm going to have to go. And I'd already showed her my burn. I didn't have anything on it. I left with a bandage on it and it fell off. So I had nothing on it. And I showed it to her a number of times. And so I said, I really think I need to go to urgent care. So I'm going to leave a little early. And she said, well, you want me to go with you? It's just this instinct, and like a couple of visits ago, I said, I've got so much unpacking to do still. And she goes, well, you want me to come and help you? And it just comes right out. It's just this instinct, because that's who she is. But she could no more help me than anything, but it's just so amazing, the brain. And I'll tell you another interesting story. To let me know in the comment in your chat if people have been through this with a elderly loved one. But I thought, well, okay, today I'm going to stay off. I'm just going to talk about old times and see if I can trigger some memories or whatever, and just get her thinking, because the people that come in, it's just they're different. She doesn't remember from one day to the next who's there or who they are. They may see her 5 days a week, but she doesn't remember from one day to the next. And so anyway, does anybody live in Maine? Because I made a book for her 85th birthday on Shutterfly. It's so easy to make a book on Shutterfly. I collected all of these photos, family photos of, when she first met my father, they had all these pictures taken. She had copies of those. And I had all of this stuff I compiled into this, tribute book. And this is really before the dementia started at all. But anyway, so there's this picture that they took. They obviously took this picture on their honeymoon. But I had it grouped in with these pictures that they took the day they met. And they met in Tennessee. And obviously, they had not spent a night together and gone on a overnight trip anywhere when they had first, before they got married. So there were all these pictures of that first day when they were sort of on a sidewalk next to water. And I'm thinking, well, where could that be? I mean, it's not like we have a beach anywhere around here. And then one of the pictures, which I had grouped together with that, they were behind one of those fake boards that's painted like something, so it makes you feel like you're posing in front of the thing. And it said Old Orchard Beach. Has anybody ever heard of Old Orchard Beach? When I put the book together, I didn't even think about this. I just thought, oh, that's something down there wherever they went that day, that first day they met. But then I realized, so I was showing her this page today, and I said, where is Old Orchard Beach? And she said, Maine. And I'm going, Maine? But you didn't go to Maine when you first met, that must have been on your honeymoon. But the fact that she remembered where Old Orchard Beach is, I've never even heard of it, but she went there when she got on their honeymoon. And I looked it up, I searched it, and it's Old Orchard Beach, Maine. How can I believe it? It's just, she doesn't have dementia. She doesn't have Alzheimer's, but she has dementia. 223 people are here. Thank you so much for joining this live stream. We are wrapping it up. I want to welcome you. If you just joined late, I'll tell you briefly that I was an urban gardener for 8 years in Los Angeles. I transitioned into an apartment as I was looking for a place here the house sold, transitioned to an apartment, and then I bought this place, and I moved. And I'm from Tennessee originally, so I have family spread around and friends, and so that's how I wound up back here. So now I'm doing a whole new thing because I had a yard about this big in California, but it was year-round gardening, so I could have beautiful flowers. I could have something blooming pretty much all year out there, and certainly something to eat all year. But like I said, it was really tiny. Now I've got a lot of space, but I have this, I have to grow with the seasons like everybody else does. So thank you so much for joining. I hope you'll subscribe, and lots of great stuff coming up on the channel. I've got a great person working for me now, Justin, and he's great at building stuff. He's strong. He's enjoys gardening, and it's a really great match. Ah, interesting. Yeah, I've seen how Ruth Stout plants her potatoes. She doesn't even bend over. She just drops them on the ground. Okay, potatoes are planted. Okay, well, granted, she's got the soil is like worked up, so that there's something for the roots to go down in. Oh, that's a very interesting question, Connie. I don't want it to be too heavy. That's what I had before. Pottery tends to be very heavy, but I love pottery and I love ceramic. Have I ever even seen a glass teapot? I would prefer anything that you would think would be great for me and late bloomer. That's right, Happy. Gail Davis is. Thank you, JC. Cass, it was hot tea. Maybe you already got answered. Let's see. If you're asking how the urgent care treated my burn, is she cleaned it with this stuff that is still burning an hour later. And then she used Silvadene, and then they wrapped it up. Are you a caregiver, R. McGrath? Oh, Debbie Archibald doesn't have 5 minutes to herself. She's a fan too. I don't know if she managed to join today, but you should connect with her if you haven't already. Oh gosh, I think I'm way behind. Oh, okay. Thanks for doing the all caps. I'm noticing your comment and I'm screenshotting that. Okay. Oh, so you've been there, Happy. How interesting. I mean, I didn't know you lived there that long, but let's see. Ooh, the I am of me. I think it's Karen, right? Let's see. Carol, thank you very much. She is. And the thing is, she's softened. She's softened as she's going through these last years, because she used to be fierce. Fierce is a good word, I think. She was always kind and always, well, do you need my help? And can I help you do that? Can I come and, once I was in the hospital in Wisconsin, I had an emergency appendectomy when I was traveling. And they didn't give me the right antibiotic. My appendix partially burst. And I was languishing in this small town hospital for 3 weeks. And she had never been on an airplane. I think she was on an airplane once. And she offered to fly up there and take care of me. I said, no, I'll be okay. But she's very lovely. Tracy said something which I missed. Carol, it's interesting. My mother, she did landscape type gardening. She only tried to grow food once, which is interesting because her mother was an incredible, well, her mother was a farmer, but her mother was an incredible gardener. And I will ask my mother questions about, well, now she doesn't really remember much, but at all. But when I did ask her, she said, I don't really know, Kay. That was mother's domain. I said, well, I'll ask her a question about cooking or, this or that. And she'll go, I don't know. I can't tell you, Kay. That was mother's domain. I'm going, I mean, my grandmother, she used to say that my grandmother could plow a mule better than a man. My grandmother was amazing. Yes, Tracy, I agree. I agree. That's the last thing she said to me when I left was, I love you. Wow, Karen. Let's see. Ooh. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry to hear that. Oh. Where are you located, or where is she located, Karen? Oh, Gail. My heart goes out to anyone with Alzheimer's, because at least she knows me, or thinks she knows me, Well, that's just it. It's when she said, Patricia, when she said, do you want me to come with you? I said, well, no, mother. I said, you live here, and I can't bring you back here. So, she'll just stop and think that she's able to do something that she's not able to do. So it's interesting. Oh, I knew that, R. McGrath. Yes, thank you for reminding me. I knew that. Thank you, Country Homestead Preacher. Can you tell me your name? I forget. STACY Eternal. Yes, R. McGrath. Absolutely. Except they opened one in Palisades. When did it open? I'm trying to think. I think it opened the last year I was at my house. They have one in Santa Monica too. So I was very spoiled. In fact, I still get their emails because I was a member. Well, I certainly think Young Living is the best essential oils, but I'm a distributor, so I'm partial. Joshua. Thank you so much, Spiritual Battle. I want to grow lamb's ears. Okay, they're all 4 right there. Yes, I will. I will do that. I want to grow lamb's ears because I may have it here, but I have so much poison ivy that I'm almost afraid to pick stuff out of the yard. Lucia Oliveira from Brazil. Hola. Let's see. Aki. You say, I adore your videos. Your plants and linden. I don't know everything you're saying, Lucia, but I want to acknowledge you, and thank you so much for joining from Brazil. Well, I have tea tree oil and I have lavender somewhere. I haven't. Tegaderm. Now I've heard of that. What is Tegaderm? Is that the bandage? Well, Haffy, I brought the mother from Jack in Phoenix to make my own kombucha here, and I still haven't done it. Okay, so I'm assuming that I've said hi to, hopefully I've said hi to everybody, and let's see. I'm really sorry to hear that happened, Karen, to your mother. That's so unfair, when they go into these homes They're really innocent, and it's too bad it probably triggered something in the brain. I don't know. Oh, everybody, let's just have a little prayer for all of our caregivers. It just, a lot of people are doing that. And I offered to have my mother come here a few times, but I don't know that I could get the help that I need. I wouldn't be able to take care of her by myself. If she fell, I wouldn't be able to pick her up. So I would have to have help. I think she's probably better off where she is, even though it's just so sad, because if she was here, then I know that I could trigger memories, and we could have conversations. Sometimes she sounds just almost normal. And then other times she can't remember anything. So anyway. Oh, Gretchen, that's fantastic. You are a blessing. You are a blessing for caring for her. Yes, please. Happy just mentioned, if you would just, the content here is free. But please just take a moment and share this channel. I am trying to get to 100,000 subscribers this year. Your whole life changes on a channel when you get to 100,000. YouTube starts to recognize you. You get special perks, and then your channel just grows. I mean, look at Scott Head at Black Gumbo. He was like, I don't know, 50 something when we connected last year, and now he's 120 something. So it's just amazing how well it goes once you get to 100. So I just got to get to 100. So I need your help. I need your help sharing. And I mean, I know I'm asking this all the time, but please forgive me if I'm driving you crazy. But I would really appreciate it if you would just share it on your social media and just say this, and just share what you like about this channel. And my channel's changed so much. So what we're doing now is a whole different deal than what I did in California, but all of that content is still there. So let's see. Yes, she is childlike, Gina. She's very agreeable, and it could go the other way. I understand, because someone just mentioned that. So we're blessed about that. Okay, I'm just very quickly. Oh, shoot. Okay, R. McGrath. I'm Regina. I'm copying that, and I'm going to leave that hidden because I don't want anybody to get your email address. Ooh. Thank you so much. R. McGrath shares my channel all the time. I'm your favorite channel. Thank you so much. You are so sweet to say that. And I'm sorry that the work is so hard caring for your mother. I know I want to grow lamb's ear. Oh, by the way, does anybody know anything about purslane? I know we've gone over 17 minutes, but very quickly, because I have so little time to do all this research that I need to do, but I grew some purslane. And if anybody knows how to eat that, how to prepare it, where it should be growing, please let me know. Oh, gosh. I can't do that right now. Okay. Thank you, Sonia. I appreciate that. Oh, Cherie, I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. It's so hard to know, but hey, Kathy knows you from Texas News Live. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Hi, Linda. Oh no. Sparrows want cherry tomatoes? Oh my goodness. I totally forgot about that. I'm going to have to go cover my tomatoes. Wow, Gretchen, that's amazing. Lisa, a hot tea. Poured it. That's 2 days ago. I'm in agony. Um, okay, I'll ask Doug and Stacy. I can ask Doug and Stacy about everything. Let's see. Kathy is, what are you talking about? See you. I completely understand. Turmeric gingerade. I put salt in it, Himalayan, and a tablespoon of honey. What are you taking that for, Kathy? I'm screenshotting that. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Oh, is it the purslane? Is that what you're talking about? Great in salads or steamed. Grows wild everywhere here, especially in my raised beds. Steam it, but it's kind of like, is it like gooey? It looks like it might be gooey. Do you just chop it up? Because it's like the long stems and small leaves, right? Oh, I see. Okla Moni, I just want to acknowledge you, say hi, and if I missed saying hi to anybody else, I'm sorry. I try to say hi to everyone. It's amazing. Oh my goodness. Wow. Kathy, I'm just reading your comment. That's really difficult. I hope that doesn't happen to my mother. Thank you, Cherie. I'm concerned that maybe I shouldn't even plant purslane. I thought it was supposed to be really good for you. Is it really good for you? Or should I just chuck it? I haven't even planted it out. It's still in the little pots. Real lavender in your sugar. It's so interesting you should say that, because do you remember that first year of Late Bloomer? And I went to that. It was actually in Tennessee. It was Arts and Ag Tour. And we stopped, and this one woman was growing lavender in Tennessee, which is really kind of a misnomer. She said it herself. She said, growing lavender in Tennessee is not great. But she made this sugared lavender. It was just lavender, like coated in crystallized sugar, and it was just delicious. I had never, yes, I miss my pineapple guavas, Miko. I have a passion fruit vine, the same passion fruit. I bought it at a nursery recently. We just potted it up. I have 2 fig trees also. Thank you. Hi, Philippines. Oh, okay. That's what I thought, Okla. I thought it was really good for you. That's why I decided to grow it. Kathy, if this is something I need to know about somehow, this Texas News Studio, can you leave me a comment below so I can check it out later? Really? Highest level of omega stir fry or raw and salad? Okay. I almost think I shouldn't grow it then. I would never plant it. D. Wynn says I would never plant it. Okay. Oh my goodness. Highland Springs in California has the best lavender farm. Lavender Festival is fabulous. I do like salad, but I don't want any more weeds, you know. Thank you so much, Julie. You're going to make me cry, you guys. Texas News Studio. I just don't know anything about that. I'll have to check it out. I just thought to tell you one other thing. Oh, what was it? Oh, it just went in and out. Oh, shoot. Oh, I just remembered. I was asked to be a judge at the Tennessee State Fair apple pie contest. Isn't that great? And so my friend Teresa, who lives in California, is going to come out here in August and be here for that, leading up to that. And we are going to do, hopefully, there's going to be a lot of tomatoes to can. I'm going to have to protect them from the sparrows because I have a lot of birds. So I wasn't even thinking about protecting my tomatoes from birds. Isn't that funny? I was just concerned about the deer, the raccoons on the corn. We got the corn planted. You'll see that in an upcoming video. So anyway, thank you so much. I am completely out of energy. 203 of you. God bless you all. Please stay safe. And thank you so much for joining my channel, spending this time with me. And I am so blessed to have you in my community. That's all I can say. So thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing you on, let's see, today's Sunday, Wednesday at 5 o'clock, 5 p.m. Central. So I'll see you then. Otherwise, always check the community page. If you're subscribed, you will have a, you can, in other words, maybe you don't know this. If you're subscribed if you have subscriptions on YouTube, you can click on your YouTube app on your phone, hit your, go to your subscriptions, and you'll see whoever has posted whatever. Usually it's people posting a new video. But you can also just post a message, and that's where I posted my messages today about pushing it till 6 o'clock, the burn, and all of that stuff. So that's a great way to keep track of what's going on. That's the most up-to-the-minute news is on the community page, at least in terms of me. So if anybody has any thoughts about me being on Justin Rhodes' channel, not channel, but network, or if you have any connections with Justin, please give me a recommendation. I would love to be a part of that. So thank you so much. God bless you. Have a great week, and I'll see you on Wednesday.